everybody, this is Anna with Homemade Home, and I'm going to show you how I make my red beans and rice. So here we go. In here I have a pound of red beans, dried red beans, and a half of diced onion with about 8 cups of water in here. Then you're going to get this. This is called Zatarain's Red Bean Seasoning Mix. And you want to make sure it says seasoning mix on it because this is just so good to put in your beans. I love it. And you don't follow the directions on the back. I don't. I just put it in. I'm about to show you how I do it. But you want to make sure it says Red Bean Seasoning Mix because they also have one that has red beans and rice in it already. And you don't want that. That's not good. You want the one that says Red Bean Seasoning Mix, okay? So we're going to pour that in. And it's just a whole bunch of seasonings. And then I'm going to put a little Measure's Dash. And you want to put about, say, a half a tablespoon of Measure's Dash. And maybe a half a teaspoon of granulated garlic and 2 bay leaves. And then whenever your beans are soft, you're going to put a stick of butter and 2 tablespoons of sugar in. So, oh yeah, and I'm also going to put some sausage and some ham that we had left over from Christmas in here that I froze. So I'll bring you right back once I get my sausage all cut up and my ham cut up. Okay, so I have my ham diced up and I'm going to put that in. And I usually, if I have ham, I'll put it in like if we have it from Christmas or I froze some, like we bought a ham and I froze, like chopped it up and froze some. I'll use it in here. I also use pickled pork you can use in your beans. I use that sometimes. But since I have the ham, I'm using it. Normally, I just use sausage, and that's a normal time. Sometimes I'll do sausage and pickled pork, and sometimes I'll do sausage and ham. So those are your options for meats and how I do my red beans. But again, you can do it however you like it. So once I get my sausage cut up, this is just Manda sausage, regular smoked sausage, and it's the Manda brand. That's what I would like to get, or the Richards brand. Those are like, I think, Louisiana brands, but it's whatever you like. So I'm going to cut this up and I'll bring you right back. Okay, and this is the sausage. And since I have the ham, I'm not going to use it all. This was a pound, and I have this much left. So it's like that round part that was on it. So, and I'm going to put this in and have that for lunch or something later. So I'm going to put this in my beans. And I'm going to let this cook. I'm going to stir it and let this cook for 5 hours to 6 hours on high. Mainly more like 5 hours on high. If you were to cook this on low, I would cook it for more like 7 hours on low. But since I'm doing it on high, I'm going to do it for 5 to 6 hours, just depending on what time we eat. So it is 12 o'clock now here, and I will bring you back once it is totally cooked. The beans are totally cooked to show you how I do the butter and sugar. So we'll see you later, and I'll bring you back once the beans are all soft and good. Oh, and I put the top on this, so yeah, put the top on. Alright, I'll bring you back. Now that my beans are soft and they're nice and mushy, well, they're not mushy, but you could see that they're done. You're going to get butter, and this is almost a whole stick. It's missing about a tablespoon out of it. So, yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tablespoons of butter. Well, this is the margarine, Blue Bonnet margarine. But I use butter sometimes, so it's just whatever's in the fridge. And I let that dissolve in there really good. And I'm gonna bring it right back once it is all dissolved. Okay, see how creamy they have gotten with the butter? Look how beautiful. And I know it's a lot of butter, but you know what? You can put half if you want, but put some butter and it makes it really creamy. And just mix it around. And if you don't want to use the butter, you can put some of the beans in a cup and mush them, or just mush some of the beans with your spoon like this. And that'll make it kind of creamy, but it won't make it this creamy. Okay. Next step is, just to make them a little bit more unhealthy, is you're going to put sugar. And this is a tablespoon of sugar. And you just sprinkle it in. You don't want to put too much sugar because then it'll get sweet. You just want to put a little bit in, like that. And that was a tablespoon of sugar. And you're just going to mix that around. And it gives it really good flavor. And this is something funny. They used to say, you put sugar in your beans so that you don't fart so much. But I don't know how true that is. I don't think it's true at all. But that's just what they say. So. And I put a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of sugar in, just depending on the flavor. I'm about to taste it and see if it needs another tablespoon. But I think this 1 tablespoon will be enough. And that is red beans. And you make you some rice. And then you can make some cornbread. And I have that on my channel. You can go down and look and see how I make my cornbread. And that's what we're having tonight. And then tomorrow we'll probably have some chicken with some red beans and rice as a side. And that's how you can stretch it to have 2 meals. So, thanks for watching. Be blessed. And don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Bye.